A building can collapse before it is even finished, not because of bad cement, not because of bad blocks, but because of something nobody saw: the ground underneath. Before you lay a single block, the ground underneath has already decided your building fate, and most people never bother to ask it a single question. Every plot of land looks the same on the surface: flat, solid, and ready to build on. But listen, underneath those ground, no two soil or plot of land are the same. One plot of land can carry a three-story building without a single crack. The plot right next to it can swallow a bungalow after 3 rainy seasons. So the only way to know the difference of both soils is to test the soil before you start building. A soil test is simply the ground telling you the truth before the building has to tell you the hard way. So what really happens during a soil test? I am going to take you through this process, so listen attentively. It all starts with digging. It can be either a trial pit or a borehole, a hole that is being dug deep enough to reach the layers that will carry your building load. Samples are taken from different depths because soil can vary from different locations in that particular plot of land. The top soil might be soft, but a few meters down, it can turn to clay. Further still, it could hit rock or sand. Every layer behaves differently under pressure, and your foundation has to answer to all of them. In the lab, engineers check how much weight the soil can safely carry. This process is called the bearing capacity. They also check how the soil reacts to water, because soil that is strong when dry can become dangerously weak when wet. This is important, especially in places with clay soil, which expands when it absorbs water and shrinks when it dries. That expansion and shrinking movement is quiet, but over time, it can become the reason most buildings crack. A soil test also reviews the water table, how close the underground water sits to the surface. All of this comes together in one report, and that report becomes the instruction manual for your building and foundation design. Here is what most people don't realize: your foundation does not start with architect's design, it starts with the soil report. If the soil is weak, a shallow foundation will not be good enough for the building, no matter how good the drawing looks on paper. In that case, engineers may recommend a raft foundation, that is, spreading the load across a wider area. In more extreme cases, pipe foundation can be used, that is, driving support deep down the soil layers. If the soil is strong and stable, a simple strip or pad foundation can be used for that particular building design. Now listen attentively. Two identical buildings on two different soils can need two different type of foundation design. This is why copying your neighbor's foundation plan is one of the greatest and biggest mistake you can ever make when constructing your building, because their soil has already given them answers. Yours is yet to speak. Let's clear up few things that people believe about soil testing. Some actually say if the soil looks good, the ground is solid. But here's the thing: the surface tells you nothing. The strength of the soil is decided below the ground surface. While some say soil testing is only needed for taller buildings, such as 4 3-story buildings or maybe skyscrapers. But here is something they don't know: every single story bungalow can fail on the wrong soil. Weight is not only the danger, soil movement also can contribute to building failure. But this is the biggest mistake and biggest problem we are facing now in our society. Some say if my neighbor's building is standing tall and fine, that means I can also construct my own building without my building failing. But forgetting that every building is being built on different plots of land, and every plot of land have different soil needed for that particular building. Soil conditions can change dramatically within different meters, especially near reclaimed land, old waterways, or field sites. When it comes to money problem, some also say soil testing is a waste of money because the soil will still carry the building anyway. But here is something they don't know: soil test cost less than fixing a cracked foundation after the building is already standing. By the time cracks appear, the soil has already been talking. You just did not lis ten on time or early enough. So before you build, lis ten to this. The soil decides your foundation, not the other way around. A soil test tells you what to build, how deep your foundation to go, and the type of foundation you're supposed to use for your building construction. Skipping soil test does not delay the risk, it only delays when you find out about it. Here is actually the part most people do not think about. A soil test does not just protect your building, it protects everyone that stands in it. Every wall, every slab, every floor above the ground is just based on trust. Trust that someone checked what was underneath it first. Here is something you should take with you. Build once, build right, and let the ground speak first before constructing your building. For more construction content like this, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next one.